Hey, happy Monday, everyone. I hope you've had a amazing weekend. I know I did, although it did go by too quickly. I had the privilege of serving the kids community at my church this weekend. It was my first weekend serving in kids community, and y'all, I had so much fun. I got to work with the second and third graders, and they are just so cute. These kids are so smart. Oh my goodness. And let me tell you, my church is like such an awesome program for kids. Like, I'm listening to the kids lesson, Bible lesson, and I'm like sitting there like a kid, like super enthralled. It was amazing. So I wanted to make this video today because I talked to a lot of parents last week that were either considering medication for their teen, or their teen was on medication for anxiety or depression, one or the other or both. And a lot of them, most of these parents did not really have any idea what the side effects are of this medication, because the doctors are just like, hey, your kid's anxious. They get out their little prescription pad, they write a prescription, and they send them out the door, right? And parents trust their doctor, everybody trusts their doctor, and they trust the pharmaceutical companies. They think that everything's fine. And I was shocked that the doctors were not giving people the full information on these medications that they're putting kids on. So I just wanted to make this video and say, hey, if you're thinking, hey, my kid's anxious, we're going to go to the family doc and get a prescription, I want you to think really hard about that, because there's a lot of side effects of these medication, and some of these side effects are long-term and or permanent. So let me discuss. So some of the first ones that they'll tell you about are dizziness, dry mouth. Your kid might have extra sweating, right? Which is, oh, great for already a teen who's anxious. Now they're pouring sweat from their armpits and they stink. Headache, nausea, right? Not good stuff, right? But those aren't even the ones that I'm worried about, because they're like, oh, well, once your kid adapts to the medication, like, they'll be fine. Just make sure they're not too dizzy and they're driving and all that stuff, right? And so you're like, okay, well, that's not a big deal. I trust my doctor. Okay. But here's the stuff that they don't tell you. One, these medications, both the depression and anxiety medications that they prescribe to teens and adolescents, can cause suicidal thinking, which means your kid might have been a little anxious and now they're going to try to kill themselves because of the medication that your doctor lovingly handed over, okay? Some of these medications, especially the benzodiazepines, so that would be, think Xanax, can cause a serious chemical dependency on them. Benzos are notoriously hard to get off of. They're extremely addictive. And if you try to just get your kid off of them, they can have some severe withdrawals and even seizures, okay? Like, this stuff's no joke. Like, benzos are seriously abused, especially by teens. People have Xanax parties. Like, this stuff is no joke. Like, I personally don't understand the appeal of benzos, because to me it just makes me not care about anything and really sleepy, but some people really like that, right? So, like, these things can cause a serious dependency and can cause your kid to have a drug addiction. They can cause constipation. They cause your kid to be tired and not be able to pay attention in school. They can cause insomnia, so they can't sleep, okay? And these are long-term side effects. But perhaps some of the most troubling side effects of these depression and anxiety medications that doctors do not share with their patients, and this is side effects doesn't only affect adolescents, but also affects adults, so important, are sexual side effects. They might say sexual side effects, and you're like, well, my teen's not having sex, what do I care? Let me tell you what sexual side effects of antidepressants and anti-anxiety medicines are. Erectile dysfunction. Yes, erectile dysfunction, as in unable to achieve or maintain an erection for a teenage boy, for a young adult. Can you imagine how devastating that is? Even for grown men, as I've had clients in my past that I've dealt with, male clients, having erectile dysfunction is no fun. No guy wants erectile dysfunction, and no, you can't just take a Viagra and it's magically fixed. So giving your kids something that can cause erectile dysfunction, which also may become permanent if they're on it for a long time because it desensitizes the brain. Like, do you really want your teen to have ED, erectile dysfunction, for their whole life because the doctor handed you a prescription and you just trusted them? Now let's talk about, you're like, okay, erectile dysfunction, but I have a daughter. I'm not worried about that. Oh yes, you should be, because while daughters can't have erectile dysfunction because they don't have a penis, what the sexual side effects in women are manifest as inability to have an orgasm. And that's not just for teens, that's for adults too. Women may, and also this can happen to men too, not be able to have an orgasm, like period. And long-term use of these medications can mean that person, that teen that you said, well, I'm just going to put them on anti-anxiety meds or whatever that the doctor prescribed, and let's say they're on it 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, the inability to have an orgasm can be permanent. Like, we're talking permanent side effects here, y'all. Permanent. Not be able to have an orgasm, permanent erectile dysfunction because you trusted the doctor with his prescription pad, writing your kid a prescription for medication for their anxiety. And now your kid can never have an orgasm or cannot have an erection or maintain an erection for the rest of their life. Like, seriously. That is what those pills can do to your teen or to you if you're taking them. So why do I even tell you this, right? I tell you this because there are other solutions for anxiety and for overwhelm and stress and all the stuff that adolescents deal with, that parents deal with. There is other solutions that do not involve a prescription pad and taking a pill. You think that taking a pill or giving your kid a pill is the easiest, quickest way out. Yes, they're fixed, they're good, but what you are setting yourself or your child up for, if both of y'all are on these medications, is serious sexual side effects, is a lifelong addiction, is suicidal thoughts, like some really, really bad stuff. So all I just want you to do is just think about, if your teen is struggling, if you are struggling, if you're both struggling, think about the easy way of going to the doctor and getting a prescription is actually the hard way, because it can cause permanent side effects that I promise you, you do not want. So there are other answers, okay? I'm a life coach. I can help. I work with moms and teens. If you don't like me, but you like the idea of coaching, there are other life coaches who can help as well, right? I just want people to realize, because in this society that we live in, you know, we get our food from a drive-through window. Everything wants to be quick, instant, fast. And these doctors and these pharmaceutical companies promise these like quick, easy, fast answers to things. But they don't tell you, just like when you go to the McDonald's drive-thru and you get a supersized meal and you add the fried pie, they don't hand that out to the window to you and tell you, by the way, this is going to clog your arteries and may give you a heart attack. Enjoy your meal. The doctor who's prescribing these medications don't tell you, by the way, this can give your teen and you suicidal thoughts. It can make you have erectile dysfunction or the permanent inability to have an orgasm, you know, and make you sweat and have diarrhea or constipation or all this other horrible stuff. They don't tell you, oh, by the way, enjoy your pills. Hope they make you feel better. They don't tell you all that stuff. So I'm here to tell you, these are the actual facts about what you're taking or what you're thinking about taking. Research them, Google them. I'll be happy to, you can comment on the video and I'll be happy to share with you the information, or you can Google it yourself, the side effects of what you're taking or what they're offering to give you. And there are other solutions. Life coaching changes lives. It's changed my life. It's changed my client's life. It changes lives. There are other solutions that do not involve a prescription that can cause you not to be able to have an orgasm or have erectile dysfunction for the rest of your life or any of that stuff, right? There are solutions that are non-medical that actually do work, and they actually work on the root cause, which is your thoughts. It actually works on the root cause and changes your entire life. Whereas taking a medication, all it does is numb you out so that you are just kind of like in semi-zombie mode and you don't feel. It doesn't mean that it actually goes away. So that is my message for today on this beautiful Monday, March 22nd. We're like 2 weeks from Easter, and you know, it's springtime now officially, and life is good. So I would love to help you. If you need help, I have my new program available for moms and teens: fix anxiety, overwhelm, all the stress of daily living, the stuff that kids are dealing with, that academic overwhelm, stress with trying to figure out what they're going to do with the rest of their life, stress with just facing the fact that they're growing up and are going to be on their own soon, and all that good stuff. I'm here to help. Send me a DM. I will be honored to help you. Wish you a wonderful, wonderful Monday and amazing rest of your week. Take care.